and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors. She ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce. I always think that they're
Yo, man, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ Hamp to stand Pee Wee in the building. Yo, it's outrageous. Victims can't even be victims. They don't even have the opportunity to even get their just due or the attention they deserve. Because it seems like it's always something, man, especially this day and age with the social media and all that. Everybody can come out, potentially clout chase, maybe tell the truth, but you can't tell the difference. It's hard to discern what is what because it seems like everybody's literally doing these things for their own gain. We covered the trophy wife, Isis or Paloma, whatever her name is, when the accusation came out from her regarding her husband of her two daughters that is alleged to have molested both daughters. She said she went to the police and all that. And then a couple of days later, after I released the video, it turns out the niece of the father comes out and has something different to say, has a different story. It's just odd to me. Like, how does the niece have all this information? I mean, I don't know how families are set up. You know what I mean? So I guess it's possible or probable. But it's a damn shame. Like, we trying to figure out what's what. And there's two children hurt regardless of who did it. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. The who did it is uberly important. But it's just like the victims seem to get lost in this social media age of clout chasing or trying to create a channel or a page or a buzz. You remember that dude Boom Gang? He was doing a whole lot of gang shit, which is a bunch of dumb foolishness. Getting himself shot at, all types of stuff. Just for clout. And it would, disheartening is not a strong enough word. As a father, as a son, as a brother, if a mom came out and lied to this extent, to this magnitude, because of what's alleged in the video I'm about to show you, that person need to get up out of here too. If you hurt or take advantage of a kid, a man, a woman, anybody, if you take advantage of somebody physically, sexually, right? You need to get up out this earth for sure. If a mom is willing to put that type of accusation just to save face, you don't deserve to be here either. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. 100%. So let's see what the niece got to say, man. If you don't mind, y'all do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Please hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, so this is the niece right here. So got the video. I watched enough of it just to make sure that I understand like what her overarching premise is. But let's watch the rest of it together, man. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, man. This might be risky.
I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis. Or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story. Her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce.
Now, I guess, it just seems so, people run the social media, but, you do things in public, you get disciplined in public. So I guess the niece felt that it was only right to address it since Paloma or ISIS went on the internet to address it. So I guess it's kind of tit for tat, fire for fire. But so I can concede that that makes sense. I just hope that somebody also went to the police if you're saying that the little boy did it, right? And not your uncle, right? So I understand why she's on the internet, for all intents and purposes.
I always think that they're the bad guys because it goes both ways. And I am a mother of a black little boy. So for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know
I don't know what she's talking about. Your kid take advantage of your other kid, that kid need to be punished, especially in that way to that magnitude. There could be a sickness there, but they're gonna go through all the punishment necessary. That's an issue with parents on a much lower level though. It's like everybody kid is perfect, dope, not bad, not yo. You have to be honest if you want real correction. If your kid is bad, he bad. She bad. It is what it is. But if you don't admit it, you'll never effectuate any change within that kid. Now, that's a much lower level where parents be acting like their kid ain't bad. This is a whole nother ball game. Let's keep going.
he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. And then you want to sit over here and portray to these women out here that, oh, it's okay to be a trophy wife. Just go for that rich man type deal. No, how about go get your own money? How about stop. Please, ladies, please stop waiting on a man to fulfill your life financially, spiritually, emotionally, all this other extra stuff, and find your own way.
What the fuck's he talking about? What does that got to do with anything? We ain't here for that. See, this is where people start to expose themselves and their true intention, right? She went to that topic that it doesn't even make sense. It's not a clean transition. There wasn't a segue to this topic to even say that. We trying to understand the little boy that you said did this to these two little girls. And you talking about get them help. Expound more on what you know. What made you do a segment on ladies get your own way, don't be a trophy wife? What are you talking about? See, that's the part that makes it seem disingenuous. That had no place. We don't care about that right now. That's some social media bullshit. You telling us who actually hurt these two little girls. Stick to that. And that's why you can't trust people. Like, that made no sense. Like, she had an agenda. That's what she really want to get to. You notice the passion switch. Now, it could be me, right? But you notice there's a little bit more energy There's a little bit more passion behind when she's addressing this. Like she been wanting to say this. Now she got a platform. And she's springboarding off the fact that her two cousins got hurt in this way. A 4-year-old and a 2-year-old got molested. You talking about that for? See, that's the. Let's keep going.
Do that. Because when you find your own way and you know your self-worth and you know what you are capable of and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, then the good man will come find you. But until you know your self-worth, you're just going to keep picking up anything off the street and being like, oh, okay, he got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he going to treat me right. No. Because what the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways just for money or attention or the clout or whatever. Like, come on. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. Why are we still doing these same little tricks? Somebody needs to be teaching y'all how to make your own money, how to get your own way. So then that way, when you do find that good...
Are y'all kidding me? This is what people were saying exposed the trophy wife. We're gonna look up on Tuesday. She gonna have a channel going at trophy wives. She mentioned a little boy hurting his two sisters. Now we 2 minutes in, or excuse me, we 5.5 minutes in. 2.5 minutes, she coming at trophy wives. It's a joke, bro. Let's finish it.
Man with a lot of money, then y'all can build together instead of sitting over there waiting for him to give you an allowance or whatever, your little stipend for the month. Be real. But just want to let y'all know, for the crusties and the dusties, please be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you could be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman is no records that that little girl has been touched by my uncle. No records. She tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So once they went to the hospital.
What are you talking about? Maybe she's about to explain it. So there's another accusation, but that's not mentioned in the video. So I guess earlier, before the two daughters were found harmed, the youngest son was found harmed, and she tried to put it on the uncle before, but stayed with him, and now only mentions the two daughters in the clip. They got 6 million views. Those are his daughters. The little boy isn't his. Something not right. Let's see. Maybe I'm speaking too soon.
Hospital, and they took the little boy to the hospital. The one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has...
So the little boy said his mom hurt him? How does she know this? The father of the son told her this? She was at the hospital? Or is it because she tried to put it on her uncle? But if the hospital staff vetted it with the little boy and he said that it was his mom, like how does the uncle even have that information if it never went anywhere? Or is there some type of charge or case? It's disjointed to me.
Rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing all her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you're sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, oh my gosh, the baby's been touched. He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like, what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been raped or my babies have been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up? You know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order. Like, there's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head. But yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says, like women don't lie every day to get ahead. I am a strong advocate for black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit. And for you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow, which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual assault or rape or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially.
Well, sexual assault or rape, I think that people would specify, right? Not saying she wasn't subject to that, but what happened to you, right? If you're saying that you're able to empathize so well, right, you would be more specific. You know what I mean? Like if somebody had a thing, it's not just sexual assault or rape or whatever you want to call it. No, it's something very specific, very egregious, something that you address very directly, especially when it comes to kids and you trying to help us understand how much empathy you allegedly have. You would be more specific because with the little girls, it said that they had trauma. They had redness down there, right? So we know what happened to them, So that's not how it works. If I'm trying to say, like, here's the reason why I'm so passionate about this, I'm going to be specific about the reason why I'm passionate. But again, it's a lot of testifying about what women should do, what men know, the men that got money, how they can sniff you out. Nobody cares about that. We're here for the kids. We're here for what happened to them. And I apologize if I'm belaboring that point, but it's annoying me though. It's annoying as hell to be honest. Let's keep going.
Not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly. Multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. But her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was red down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already put, or ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the door.
You're doing a bad job. You're doing a bad job. So now you're saying that the grandma was told but didn't tell nobody until your uncle was accused? And then when he went to court, now an allegation comes to say, no, grandma was changing baby girl. And she told us that her brother did it a while ago, but we never said anything. Until now, we have this information that we want to give to the court now that the uncle had to go to court for this. That's broken as hell. It's too convenient. People look for alibis, right? They try to get the heat or the steam off them all the time. But did they even go to court yet? She just talking, right? This is what I'm gathering. She just talking. This is ridiculous. Now, the GoFundMe thing, I mean, them things pop up for everything. They pop up for everything. I mean, why does she have a GoFundMe? It makes no sense, right? Trying to capitalize off of this opportunity, but it's the worst thing that could ever happen to your children. There's no need for a GoFundMe page. I mean, I agree with that. But what is she talking about? If that be the case, the family is implicated in being negligent and not reporting this information regardless of what happened to the uncle. This information should have been came out about little boy. But y'all held it until your uncle had to go to court? That's what you just said. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all hearing what I'm hearing?
The girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it. On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son was, but it is a record that she had a diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is record that her son has sent my uncle threatening messages. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle. Because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh, baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody rapes me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh, baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him, open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid. Because this girl is full of lies. Full of lies.
There's something broken there, right? It's hard for me to believe just when I'm listening, but if that part is true or a semblance of the truth, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? There's something that's not clicking with everybody involved, to be honest. There's something that's definitely not clicking.
Everything y'all heard. First off, let me ask you, let me get this. Look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happened, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face. But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all. But I want to let y'all know that the disrespect for my uncle, it has to stop, because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over. So Isis, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer. Because, baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only, and even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim, and that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine. You need to know that. Because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do. But he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now.
Listen, man. When I first caught wind of this, I said what I said based on the video I saw. This video, there's obviously two sides to this story, 100%. I've seen men get railroaded with lies, 100%, even very close to me. Just all types of allegations just to get possession of the kids, just to get child support. Any type of threat, man. I keep popping up Travis Rudolph in my head, who the girl was mad that he was talking to other girls, trying to break his PlayStation, sent her brothers over there, lied to her brothers, saying he did something he didn't do, and their friend ends up dead. Travis Rudolph let off 50 shots. They flashed a gun. They weren't prepared. He shot the friend. The friend died. The two brothers didn't. And she just running around scot-free. So I'm not putting this past her. That's for damn sure. That she could have alleged this against their daddy just to get what she wanted from him. I've seen it before. But the niece doesn't really clarify it for me. Just because of all the testifying, right? And I get it. She feels some type of way about the entire situation. But that has no place when you providing information about what your uncle did or did not do when it comes to his children. It's just interesting placement of information, and what she wanted to talk about gives me cause for pause. So you know, Paloma or Isis had a response to this. I ain't even watched the response. I just found it. I wanted to watch it organically with y'all. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So this one here is a response. I don't think it's too long. Let's take a look.
Here fast enough. Couldn't get on here fast enough. I thought I heard someone who I've never met in my life coming on here trying to blame my son. Someone whom I've never met in my life trying to come on here and blame my son for the sick and disgusting things that my daughter's father was doing. This is not a game. This is not a game. How dare you? How dare you?
I ain't gonna hold you, beloved. This how you probably should have looked when you did the first video. Your makeup was on point in that first video. But now when you responded to the allegation, now you look dry. Like you supposed to look if that happened to your kids. I ain't gonna hold you. Now this is how you supposed to appear. Feel me? Hat on because your hair ain't right. no makeup, you got your little wrinkles popping and all that, not dolled up. This how the mom's supposed to give it up when stuff like this is happening to their children. No preparation. See what she got to say.
Blame this on an innocent child. You talk about you got proof? You have proof? I've got proof right here. Right here. Show me your paperwork. Show me your paperwork. You talk about I am saying something different than when I was in court. Honey, you weren't even there. Seen you in my life. It's not very good. Oh my gosh. Y'all want to see my protective order? Y'all want to see my protective order right here? I'm going to cover my daughter's name. I'm going to cover my daughter's name. In the case of a vulnerable adult and a minor child, a relative, there is a preponderance of the evidence to believe that the respondent committed the following acts of abuse. Statutory abuse of a child, R word, or a statutory S offense. Father has been coming into two-year-old and 4-year-old daughters' rooms and SAing them. This is from the judge. There's the case number. It matches the records. There's the proof. There's the proof.
So she responded with that, with the protective order, preponderance of evidence, right? Nothing is proven. And, with the protective orders or restraining orders, an allegation can get those signed by a judge, especially if you bring 2 little girls in there that have some level of trauma to their secret parts, So I think that says something, right? But if you know about protective order or custody or restraining order, right? Somebody can allege things against you that are unproven. But like it said, the preponderance of evidence, a judge can assess that and get you a restraining order signed or a protective order signed based on what they're hearing from one side. It's not like an indictment, where you have to bring evidence and then they'll vote to see whether or not this makes sense. That one judge can hear it out. And if that judge gets the notion, they can sign a protective and or a restraining order. So that says something that she went to the courts and there's always a case number attached. But it's not as definitive and as defining as it may seem. Because it's extremely one-sided, in terms of those protective orders or restraining orders, shit like that, But she had vigor in that response, I pointed out some inconsistencies with the niece. She definitely was just kind of talking in several different points in her video. But let's just be clear. These 2 kids are hurt. Somebody need to pay, right? If a grandma was changing them and saw this, she got to pay. If the niece knew that the grandma was changing them and saw this, she got to pay. If the dad knew that the grandma was changing them and saw this, he got to pay. If the mom was trying to cover it up and the dad knew that his son was touched and didn't do nothing about it, he got to pay. Think about that. The niece said that the father was in on it trying to get the husband caught up. But your son was touched though. And the father trying to play a game. He should have had his hands wrapped around his neck, right? If you saying that this man touched your son, that don't make a lot of sense to me. Even the weakest man in the world, I just know that he not gonna let somebody hurt his kid and not do nothing about it. Right? But we steady talking about these bitch ass adults. These selfish adults, and these 2 kids were hurt forever. Will be hurt forever if you telling me somebody touched their secret parts at this age, this young, took advantage of them. Like I don't know how you undo that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they're young, maybe they memory. I don't know. But there's so much lying around these 2 little girls that are hurt. I just can't take it, man. But what y'all think, man? Leave it in the comments. Did the niece expose Isis or Paloma, the trophy wife? Does her having the GoFundMe page expose her true motives? Is the fact that she was dolled up and prepared to have this conversation, is that telling? Right? When she popped on without the makeup, does that help her, hurt her? Her having a protective order, what does it actually say? What does it actually mean? I'm sure there's more information that'll come out, man. I hope, because it's all broken. But this don't do anything for me, honestly, but leave more questions. But the niece, something is off about her. I ain't like that wig either. I ain't gonna hold you. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'm out.